a little bit about this interview. This Kevin Paffrath goes head-to-head with California editorial journalist with the Sacramento Bee. I've seen some other interviews with this. So this is California editorial journalist. There are two editorial journalists, one from the Sacramento, or actually one from the Fresno Bee and another one from the Modesto Bee. I don't know if anybody from the Sacramento Bee was even there, to be honest with you. And what's up? Do all the newspapers have to have Bee? The Fresno Bee, the Modesto Bee, the Sacramento Bee. It's like, can't you get any more goddamn creative? I mean, Jesus Christ. The creativity on this one is pretty small. The creativity on this one is pretty small. Hey, we just went to Austin. What are we going to name it? Oh, we just went to Tallahassee. What are we going to name it? Oh, Tallahassee Bee? Austin Bee? Hermosa Bee? Alamosa Bee? San Luis Bee? I'm not sure if I could trust a newspaper industry that can't think of another goddamn name for a different. You're in a different location. Well, it was having a bee. Like, bees are the greatest thing. You need flowers and pollen, and they're just a part of the ecosystem. They're not the only fucking thing. And what does a bee have to do with journalism? But I digress. So we learned a couple things from Kevin Paffrath. Let's listen to Kevin Paffrath talk about, I think he mentions Larry Elder here.
Investing negotiations and people negotiations. Politics is no more than negotiations. This is exactly why we can't have somebody like Larry Elder come in who's just going to say, I'm going to go in and undo everything day one, and I'm going to throw around the furniture and veto anything that Democrats try to do. The knives are going to be sharp from everyone in the legislature if somebody comes in like that. You have to respect the legislature, and you have to respect that all of the people in our legislature are trying to do good. Everybody has different opinions about how that good should be done. But we all have the same goal of doing something good. And I think with the supermajority that the legislature has, the realizations of the problems that we have, put together under a strong leader, we can affect massive change. And so my specific plan is first dealing with homelessness. So that way after 60 days, we don't have homeless dying on our streets anymore.
So, I mean, they're not going to die on the streets anymore because they're going to die in your concentration camps, you motherfucker. Yeah, right. Trust Kevin Paffrath with homelessness. That's like trusting Larry Elder with the homeless or immigration. That's like putting Larry Elder in charge of immigration. That's like putting Larry Elder at the head of the Black Panther Party. What are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. We learned a couple things from Kevin Paffrath. So we learned that Kevin Paffrath is from Ventura County, which is just northwest of Los Angeles. Apparently it's got like 250,000 people and shit there. So he's, not L.A., but he is L.A. adjacent. All his properties are there. He wants all his properties within a 30-mile radius, that way he can be a, effective manager. He's, can't go farther than 30 minutes in a little tiny circle. So he's been able to, exploit the poor people of Ventura County. So if anything, for the rest of California, you should thank Ventura County for taking this blood-sucking capitalist motherfucker off your hands, okay? So, but in Ventura County, he might live in Ventura County, I don't know, but his properties are there. Now, another thing we learned is that he said he learned negotiations in law enforcement. So, Kevin Paffrath learned negotiations in law enforcement. So, he was a cop, he was volunteering with the cops. What do you mean you learned negotiate? Well, back in my law enforcement days, he's 29 years old. You've been doing this for 10 years. When the fuck did you have time to be a goddamn cop on top of... I think he might have volunteered for the law enforcement, but he said he learned negotiation. So basically, just like... But I didn't... That struck me as something to, mark down, because if you learn negotiation from the police, well, they're the ones that go around killing everybody, so they don't know how to negotiate, right? They don't negotiate with anybody. They're like terrorists, right? You can't negotiate. There is no negotiating with them. He learned negotiation tactics from law enforcement. So shut up, sit down, get down on your knees, Oh, you didn't just get down on your knees? Pow, 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 pow. I hope that's not the kind of negotiation that he is planning on bringing to the governor's mansion of California. Now, he's also a couple more things.
Then I move on to the second part.
He's fucking lean.
Which is where I work with the legislature.
He's fucking lame as shit. He's fucking lame as shit. I'll get to that last. Okay, the other policy, let's stick with policy. Personality matters. California's going to say, we're back. I would say California's probably more of a Larry Elder than a fucking Kevin Paffrath. But I don't want to give the keys to, my own, I wouldn't give them the keys to the car, let alone the keys to the fucking state. So, you're going to drive my car? I don't think so, Larry. No, Larry. I'll drive you. Let's do it that way. Kevin Paffrath, I'm not going to give you the keys. No, where you need to go. Okay, so, he's in favor of natural gas and fracking. So he's for fracking, this is a huge policy, differential. Gavin Newsom is one of the few things Gavin Newsom did was he made death penalty illegal and he ended fracking. So Kevin Paffrath is going to undo Gavin Newsom's, fracking thing. So he's going to bring back fracking, right? Let's bring back fracking, baby. Gavin Newsom got rid of fracking, got rid of the death penalty. I kind of like, as a liberal, I kind of like those strong fucking arm tactics. Just get the shit done. But he says Gavin Newsom is a weenie baby. That's what Kevin Paffrath says. Gavin Newsom, that there's a weenie baby. A weenie baby? That's lame and weird. That's weird. He says economics like a fucking asshole. Well, yeah, listen to his economics. Steakonomics, Reekonomics, fucking stuck-up douchebag. Don't listen to this stuck-up fucking douchebag. And you don't even listen to the opinion editors. These fucking boring-ass, bureaucratic accountant douchebag fucking these are assholes that talk real fucking slow to make it seem like they're smart, and then when Kevin Paffrath starts feeling comfortable around them, then they say some shit. I hated the interview. I hated the interviewee, the interviewers. This was a terrible experience for me, but I'm doing this for you, California. I'm watching this shit so you don't have to, okay? So, we learned he's also a European immigrant, okay? So there's something else. We learned 5 facts about Kevin Paffrath with this, fucking Sacramento Bee thing, YouTube, whatever, fucking interview. And so he's in favor of fracking. He says economics like a dickhead. He learned negotiations from the police force, and all of his properties are in and around Ventura County. So that's just northwest of L.A. So that's where he's at. That's where he's making his money. He's a European immigrant. He's a naturalized immigrant. He got naturalized in 2011. From what country? I don't know. He looks to me like Swede, some kind of Dane or some kind of Swede, some kind of Anglo-Saxon. There's maybe a Slav. Maybe he's one of them Eastern European Slavs. Maybe he's a Franc. Maybe he's one of them Francs. Maybe he's a Franc. I don't know. But apparently his parents were European immigrants. He was a European immigrant, and he got naturalized in 2011. He's 29 years old. That's 11 years ago, so 19 years of age. He came to America when he was 19 years of age, and he's just, making fucking bank. He's just rich as shit. Just incredible, what can be accomplished when you actually have a chance to go out and accomplish something. So, what did you think that I would do at this moment? Standing beside you with tears in your eyes.
On the massive issues that we have.
Think I could hurt you.
Housing. And
you think I wouldn't love you
together.
no more.
We're going to have to, same thing with water and fire. We're going to have to work together on a massive...
Yeah, you're right, Kevin Paffrath. A lot of good points. A lot of good points there, you son of a bitch. I'm going to make this final concluding point. He's a fucking capitalist. He's a right-wing conservative capitalist. He keeps talking about being a JFK fucking Democrat because he's a right-wing, he says centrist, moderate. No, motherfucker, you're a right-wing capitalist, you know, through and through. I don't see any socialist. I don't see any liberal. I don't see any lefty heart, you know, community kind of thing coming from you, motherfucker. So... let's see. Okay, so he's a good capitalist. Hey, Kevin Paffrath, God, you kicked ass and took names when it comes to, you know, the real estate and fucking tricking tenants and shit and taking their rent money and shit. Man, you really made your money, right? You made your money. You're doing good with your YouTube channel, with your real estate fucking thing, and so you're doing okay. You ain't doing too bad. Now, he encouraged one of his things. He's sitting there trying to tell all your landlords out there, because one of the landlords was sitting there complaining about how he didn't want to tell somebody who was older than him how he wanted him to respect his property. And so he said it was weird. He let the late fee go by one time and then again and then again, and then it got worse and worse and worse. And he said he really wished he would have nipped it in the bud and, you know, stood strong. Kevin Paffrath says he's got a, what do they call that, a hack. He's got a hack for you, a life hack. If you're a landlord, all you got to do to make sure the damn stupid tenants, the dumb stupid tenants don't ever, you know, try to get past their late fees, all you got to do is just tell them that you're the manager. When you introduce yourself as the manager, and you are the manager, right? You're the owner of the land, but you also manage the land. So, hi, I'm the manager, and lots of people are in on this, okay? There's lots of people that's, you know, that's backing this property. So that's what he says to say. There's a life hack for you. Instead of just saying that you're the owner and that you own the property and just being upfront with people, just lie to them, say that you're the manager, and then tell them that lots of people are in on this, and then he says that that's not a lie because all you got to do is just ask a couple people, hey, what's your opinion about this? What's your opinion about that? And now lots of people are in on this. Ha-ha. So Kevin Paffrath isn't a motherfucker that will rob you, you know, blind, but he will, you know, rob a sucker. He will fuck you out of your money if you're a person that can be fucked out of their money. So, yeah, there you go. That's all you got to do if you're a landlord. Hey, California, because, you know, everybody's a bunch of landlords in California. Everybody loves a landlord. Everybody's bosom friend. Nobody loves a landlord, but okay, there are landlords out there, so what are we going to do with the damn landlords? Well, he's saying, you know, he's encouraging all the landlords to say they're managers, that way you can, you know, extract as much wealth as you can from the working class tenants as you can. Now, he's a capitalist, okay? He's made his fucking money, right? He's got property, he's squeezed here and, you know, nickel and dime there. He was able to scratch and claw his, you know, got a little piece of the pie, got a little corner, you know, moving on up, right? Moving on up with the Jeffersons. He got himself a little apartment, a nice little flat going on. So Kevin Paffrath is a capitalist. Now, to me, I feel like I'm very well balanced because I have both, you know, left-wing and right-wing. I identify mostly with, you know, liberals and lefties, progressives. I feel like there's a million points of light coming out of me when it comes to being a progressive, but there's some conservative, you know, kind of ideas, conservative like conservation of the land. That's when I first heard the word conservative, it was about conserving the land. So that's environmental. Let's take care of the environment. That's, oh shit, there is climate change. Let's take care of the environment. Let's not litter. Let's not dump oil all over the fucking place. So that's conservative. That's a very, conservation of the environment is a good conservative. That's a good conservative. And traditionally, conservative and liberal just have different definitions. One just wants change, and the other one wants things to stay the same. So no change. Should we change things? Should we not change things? I bet you there's some things that are working right that we should keep the same, and there's shit that's not working right that we should change. And so that's We all should be liberal conservatives. We all should be capitalist communists. We all should be anarcho-socialists. We all should be left-wingers and right-wingers. We should be conservative and liberals. Now, I'll mention this, that I'm a lefty, I'm a progressive, I'm a socialist, I'm an anarcho-socialist, but if you want, I'll be your communist, only because in America, there are no left-wing people, there are no liberals, there are no socialists. I grew up in Kentucky, and I've been living in Colorado. I have not come across people that say, we are the working class, we can run the factories, let's get this shit done. It's always an authoritarian asshole. I think it's our public education. We had to listen to the fascist teachers, and we never learn how to talk to each other. So the motherfuckers that can fuck you over, that's the people that you listen to. So if a motherfucker can't fuck you over, then we don't respect them. Everybody deserves respect. If you're on this planet, you're worthy of respect. You don't have to, you need to earn it. You know, motherfucker, no, I don't. A grasshopper has already earned my respect. A grasshopper wants to fucking go hopping around in the grass. Hop around in the grass, young grasshopper. Do your fucking thing. Enjoy your goddamn life, young grasshopper. So, to be a well-balanced person, I think you got to have left-wing and right-wing things anyways. I think when I'm 90 years old, I'll just go full-blown conservative. Because I know that, you know, throughout history, right, there's some things, I've been calling for change and lots of change for a long-ass time. And when it comes to, you know, what a left-winger and a right-winger is, I know that these are oversimplifications, but I think they're important. And I think this is why it's important for people to have a good balance of conservative versus liberal. In some ways, I'm liberal with the government's wealth, but I'm conservative with my own, conservative with the environment, I'm conservative with my rights and freedoms. And so the liberal progressive to me means to move forward, to progress, to, you know, make things better, which is also my, you know, definition for revolution too. So the characteristics of right wing versus left wing is the left wing has a heart. The left wing cares about the community. The left wing wants change. So the left wing wants change. The left wing wants change. The left wing wants community. The left wing's got heart. So when I want a CEO to McDonald's, I want a good capitalist. When I want a CEO to some LLC, Walmart, McDonald's, I want a good capitalist to run McDonald's. I want a good capitalist to run Walmart. Make your fucking money, right? Make nickel and dime, cut the corners, whatever. People don't like it when you do that shit, so that's why you got to, you know, somehow make a business model that just doesn't, you know, annoy the fuck out of people and you lose business. I went into Little Caesars, and I had a $50 bill, and, you know, ordered $10 worth of pizza, and they said that they can't take big bills. I'm so fucking pissed about it, because I had to drive there, I had to park, and get the money out, and then, you know, go to the counter, and then, you know, walk away. You got drive-thru, right? It's nice just to go up, and I went and got Burger King right after that, motherfucker. You don't want to make money? So I went and got $10 worth of stuff from Burger King and gave them a $50, and they made $10 fucking dollars. So, you know, they made money. So the, you know, Little Caesars are terrible capitalists. That's terrible capitalism. You think you're being smart? By saving your change and shit, you lost a customer. You made no money. So you saved your change, but you didn't have a customer to give change back to. So I want Kevin Paffrath to run my McDonald's and Kevin Paffrath to run my Walmarts. And if I don't like him being a landlord. If anything, to understand, if, you know, he needs to be a fucking tenant, you know, to understand how people live. I think that he needs to humble Kevin Paffrath. He needs to be a homeless person. He needs to live on the goddamn streets. And he needs to have the minimum wage, and his salary should be connected with we are only, you know, we're only as strong as our weakest member. And so, therefore, California, you know, there's 40 million people there. Anyways, okay, so for me, a right-winger has a heart. No, a left-winger has a heart. A right-winger's got a head. So your right-wingers, your capitalists, your anarcho-capitalists, your Kevin Paffrath, they have head, and they use intelligence. You can't, you know, you can't just pass your money out to the poor. You only have a limited amount of money, so you got to You can only help people when your cup overfloweth. So you got to make money for yourself. When your cup overfloweth, then you can help people. You got to use your head, right? Then you're individual, which is individualism, but it's also anarcho-capitalism, and then change. They don't want change. So when it comes to the capitalists, when it comes to the right-wingers, this, like I said, it's an oversimplification. But the right-wingers, like how things are. They want to keep everything the goddamn same. The right-wingers only care about the individual. They don't give a shit about the fucking community. They don't want any change. They only care about the individual. You make your money or you don't make your money, right? Some sink, some swim, some, some soar, some fall. Who gives a fuck, right? Fuck you. And then use your head. Use your head. You can't just go around passing money out to everybody. You got to work for a living. You got to earn your own economic keep, and you got to figure out your own economic lifeline. So therefore, when it comes to capitalism versus socialism, the capitalists have a head, they use their brain, they are individuals, and they don't want any change. But socialists, communists, liberals, left-wingers, the people that on the left, they have a heart. They give a shit about the poor. They give a shit about, the other, the black man, the immigrant. They care about the community. They have a heart. That's the difference between the left-winger and the right-wingers, is that left-wingers have a heart. They care about the community. They care about the whole. So, the capitalist cares about the individual, I guess, but the communist cares about the community. That's where communist comes from. Communism, community. And then the communists, since we are all a bunch of capitalists here, they have to be the one that loves us all. So what kind of government man do I want? I want a communist. I want a capitalist to run my McDonald's and my Walmart, and I want a communist to run my government. I want a man of the people. I want a man with a heart. I want a man who gives a shit about the community. I want a man who says we got to change shit and make this a better place, a better, a better place for the rest of us, so the rest of us can, eat at the table, too. So when it comes to running McDonald's, I want a good capitalist, a good businessman. When it comes to running the government, I want somebody that cares about the happiness of the people, that cares about the happiness and the satisfaction of the people. The person that runs McDonald's, you're trying to make profits, you're trying to make money. The person that's running Colorado, you're trying to make us all happy. Is everybody in Colorado happy? You doing good? How's your life? You satisfied? You happy? You getting your education? How's your health? Is there anything the government can do to make your happiness better? The government should help people. The government seems to be whether it's a necessary evil or not, it's there to stay. It's inevitable. And if you want to get rid of the government, I would love that conversation, but that's very deep. That's a very profound concept. But when it comes to who do I want to run Colorado, who do I want to run California, I don't want no Kevin Paffrath. I don't want no capitalist. I don't want no Larry Elder. Maybe Larry Elder because he seems trustworthy, but no Kevin Paffrath. That motherfucker is just oozing with capitalistic fucking grossness, telling his landlord fans, just say you're the manager. And lots of people are in on this. But you're not really the manager, are you? And lots of people really aren't in on this, right? So being a good capitalist means you got to lie straight to the tenants' faces, right? The wolf on Wall Street. So to be a good capitalist means you're a good fucking lie, cheat, stealer. You get the fucking money, you get the fucking wealth by any means necessary. You're a blood-sucking capitalist, right? You're taking care of you, you take care of uno, you take care of number one. Everybody else is expected to take care of number one too. Very individualistic, but it makes sense that you need to take care of you. You do need to take care of you. So, the conservatives have their points, but the liberals, I want a good communist, a good socialist, a good liberal, a good left-wing person. A person that loves us all. Because what is a capitalist going to do? You get a capitalist in there, and maybe they might make it a fair fucking thing for everybody, but frankly, a capitalist, Kevin Paffrath, has made his fucking millions on the system that we got now. He ain't going to change this system. He's going to keep the system that we got. So a capitalist is just going to enrich themselves. They're going to be a Mitch McConnell. They're going to be Nancy Pelosi. They're just going to be fucking millionaires and billionaires when they step away from office. They're just going to enrich themselves. They're good at making money for themselves and for their fucking people. That's all that they're doing. They're capitalist. That's what a McDonald's CEO, that's what a Walmart CEO, that's what you want them to do, right? And if there is a landlord company, you want them to make money, you want them to profit. That's for the, you know, the shareholder, right? And it's for the workers. You got to profit so that way you can, you know, and then reinvest into the company for the workers, for the company. You need profits, right? So capitalists have got the capitalist, but I don't want no capitalist. I want capitalists to stay fucking far away from my government. Both FDR and Mussolini had defined fascism as when capitalism and government combines. When you get the corporate pieces of shit, when you get the McDonald's and the Walmart motherfuckers and the oil companies and all the rich people into government, that's fascism. We're going to use the boots, we're going to use the Nazis, we're going to use the cops to defend the property, not the people. We're going to defend the property. You can't go into goddamn, you know, dollar store and steal a fucking dollar piece of candy. They'll throw you in fucking jail. Try to steal a dollar piece of candy at a dollar store, at a corporation. But if you go to your neighbor's house and just take their fucking bike and they didn't record the damn thing and they don't have a relationship with the cops and shit, it's his word versus yours. You got to prove that it was your fucking bike so he can just straight up take the shit. So we protect the capitalists. We don't protect the people. We protect capital. We protect property. We don't protect the people. So I want a communist. I want somebody who has a heart. I want somebody who wants to change things. I want somebody that loves and cares about the community. That's a left-winger. That's a liberal. That's a progressive. So I don't want Kevin Paffrath to be, I want him to stay the fuck away from goddamn, Sacramento. You don't need to go to Sacramento to be the governor, Kevin Paffrath. Neither does Gavin Newsom. That motherfucker feels like a capitalist. Do you not have any, I mean, you got the Green Party people. Angel Lynn. Angel Lynn is the only person you got, California. You got to vote for Angel Lynn. I don't see any other person out there that, yeah, you got to vote for Angel Lynn. You got to go vote for Angel Lynn. Is she a government woman? No, but she cares about the happiness of the people. She cares about, is she a good communist? Probably not. But she cares about people, I think. I think she cares about the happiness of the people and the satisfaction of the people. So that's what I'm saying. That I want the person that cares about the people, that has a heart, that wants to change this society, to change this world. Because in a rich society, especially the richest society in the world, there's no fucking reason why there's any poor or homeless. Why do we have any poor people in the richest society in the world? Why do we have any homeless or poor people? We can knock this shit out. Do it one time over. You don't want to get into the fucking business of it? See, this is what corporate capitalist motherfuckers, that's what they'll say. If you build a house for a person, then another person will want a house, and now you're in the business of, you know, building housing for the homeless. Because that's how they look at it. To them, it's a fucking business. To me, it's people don't have shelter. You give them shelter. They don't have food and water. You give them, they're thirsty and they're hungry, you give them food and water. Read the Beatitudes. Start out with Jesus. Yeah, give me a good Christian. Fuck a capitalist, fuck a communist. Give me a good Christian. Just give me somebody who loves the people. If you don't think that, you know, if you don't believe the way I broke that down, just give me somebody who has a heart, who cares about the community and wants to change a lot of things so that way everybody can get a seat at the table. Everybody can have their own house and have their own property, have their own fence line, have their own cow, have their own, you know, get a piece of the pie, wife, kid, picket fence, right? Everybody can get not only a piece of the American dream, but every man a king, every woman a queen. We all could be fucking banging. We all could be, you know, doing really fucking well. So if anything, I don't think he knows his Milton Friedman enough. Larry Elder knows Milton Friedman way better. Angel Lynn is the one you got to vote for. Maybe one of the Green Party people or fucking McGowan, but I think it's got to be Angel Lynn. It's too late, right, at this point, so it's got to be Angel Lynn. Vote yes or no on the recall. I don't care either way. I mean, this is for California to decide. So recall Newsom or don't recall Newsom. He seems a little slimy. I can see how he lied here and there, but he's also done some good things too, right? He ended the death penalty. He ended the death penalty, and he ended fracking. Kevin Paffrath is going to bring fracking back. And what else did he do? He did something else. Oh, he legalized marijuana. So Gavin Newsom, it took fucking California forever and ever. It took Gavin Newsom to legalize marijuana. And then you all mad because what? He made you stay in your room because y'all kept coughing on each other and spreading your fucking... And actually, you know what? And a part of it, Gavin Newsom was... He's very much like Jesus Christ, right? He said we need strong COVID-19 regulations because we're responsible adults. Meanwhile, the rest of the fucking country's pigpen. They're wallowing in their fucking diseases and shit, right? What? Get my kids shot? I ain't gonna get my kids no